Welcome to Dynamics Training.
This video will cover the customer care application within Dynamics. The customer care application in Dynamics is replacing the Freshdesk application that has been in use until now. One way to access the customer care application is to go to the home.dynamics.com homepage, find and click on the customer care chiclet. You can find additional information about this homepage and logging into Dynamics on the square in the Dynamics training section. So let's begin. First, I'm going to click on the customer care chiclet, and this will bring me to the Dynamics customer care application dashboard. So this is my default dashboard. To get to the queue items, I'll come to the down arrow next to customer care and come over here to service and queue items and click on queue items. This brings me to the queue that shows me the incoming emails that have come into the customer care queue. You can tell from the down arrow next to Entered Queue that this list is currently being sorted in descending order with the most recent emails at the top of the list. As new items come into the list, they'll appear at the top of the list. The list can be sorted in any order that you wish by just clicking on any of the column headings. The list can also be filtered to narrow down the results by using the filter icon and then narrowing down the results. But a word of caution with the filter. Once you have selected a filter, Dynamics remembers this, and if you leave this page and come back to it, the filter is still going to be on. So if you're wondering why something is not showing up on your list, make sure you look and make sure that the filters are off. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove this filter now. And now I'm seeing the full list again. Now let's talk about picking up an item from the queue. As incoming items come in, the worked by field will be blank. To pick an item from the queue, simply click on the item and select Pick. You will have the option here to say whether or not you want the item to be removed from the queue. I'm just going to leave this as no because I want it to stay in the queue. I'm going to click it, and as you can see, now the Worked By field has my name in it. To begin working on any of the emails, just simply click on the item, the title of the email, and this will bring up the email for you. Now it's ready for you to review and decide whether or not you need to convert it into a case. If you determine that a case is needed, simply come to the top of the page to Convert To and select To Case. You will look up your contact's name in here. If the contact is not already in Dynamics, you can type in unauthorized and use this as the contact name. If the email is from a Greystone employee and that employee is already a Dynamics user, you will also be able to look up that person's name in the contacts field here. And then select a subject from the list of appropriate subjects and then click on Save. The amount of time allowed for the SLA, or the service level agreement, is determined by the subject that you had selected. Once the case is created, you can add additional information such as the type, indicating whether it was a question or if it's an incident or if the client is supplying information. You can add a description, but keep in mind that the email from which this case was created is already here in the activities section, and it contains the detail, obviously, that the email has. But there is place for you to add additional description if you like. You can also add tags, and over here on the left-hand side, you can add the loan number that is associated with this particular case. Once you've added a loan number, you can actually click on the loan number to go into that loan. And then if you scroll down to the bottom, you can see in the cases section the cases that are associated with that loan. So you now can see the case to which this loan had been attached. So from within the loan, when you're in the cases section, you can click on the title of the case and go right back into that case. Now let's talk about the activities that you can do to resolve the case. Over here in the activities section, there are several things that you can do. You can respond directly to this email by clicking on the email, and we'll do that in a minute. You can also add a phone call if you make a phone call to the client, and then here in the little menu bar, you can start a new email. Rather than just responding to this one, you can actually start a brand new email here, add an appointment for yourself, or a calendar event, or add an additional task, maybe something that you want to follow up with, add a task for yourself. So let's take a quick look at each of these. So if I first want to respond to the email directly, the original email that came in, just click on the email. You can see the content of the email here, and you can click on reply and reply directly to that email. Once you come into the reply, you can add your comments into the body of the email, obviously, but you can also use templates. So right here, there's an icon for inserting a template, And there are some case templates here that are available for you to use. And once the template is applied, you'll be able to see the information in here. To add a phone call, simply click on Add Phone Call in the Activities section. This opens up a little window where you can make your notes about the phone call and indicate whether it's outgoing or ingoing. The assumption is that it's outgoing, but if this is actually an incoming call where the client called you about this, you can click on that and it will become an incoming call, and then just save it. If you're, for example, if you've made a phone call and let's say it's an outgoing call, you've made a phone call, but you did not reach the client and you left them a voicemail, there's also a little indicator here that you can say that you left a voicemail and then indicate in your notes the voicemail that you left for them. If you'd like to create an appointment, just go to the menu, click on Appointment. The required field is going to receive an email when this appointment is created. So if you've used unauthorized contact, this particular contact cannot receive email, so you'll have to change this if the contact is not a specific person. Also, if you don't want the contact to receive information about this appointment, you're just putting it on the calendar for yourself, just simply change the required field to your own name and then put in a subject and then come down and select a date and time and a description and save it. And the final type of activity is a task. So you could quickly just click on task. The difference here between the task and an appointment is this does not have a date. It's just the subject and the description of what you'd like to accomplish. Once you've added the subject and the description, just click Save. And in the activities section, you can now see the difference between the different types of activities. This is an outgoing email, an outgoing phone call, a calendar event, and a task. The last two things I want to show you in this section are notes and posts. Notes are where you can add additional information to the case if you want. You can add a title and a description, and if you want to, you can actually attach documents to it. Posts, on the other hand, are more like a social media feed, like Facebook or Twitter, where you can have conversations back and forth among your team about this particular case. So you could come in here and you could, for example, mention one of your teammates, find that person, add them, and then make a comment to them about this particular case, and then post it. Once you have completed all the tasks for the case and resolved it, you can click on Resolve Case. If you have not completed all of the tasks, you will receive a warning message that the tasks have not all been completed and closed. Simply enter your resolution and click on Resolve, and the status of the case will be changed to closed. To see the list of open cases that you're working on, you can go here to Customer Care, Cases, and this will show you a list of your active cases. If My Active Cases is not your default list view, you can find it in the list of available views. And finally, if you should receive a phone call that requires a case to be created from that call, simply go to Customer Care, Cases, and Phone Support. This will allow you to directly create a brand new case in Dynamics. Give your case a title, add your contact, add your loan, the description, etc., then save and close, and your case will be created. Once created, the cases can be processed just like the email cases. Thank you for watching this video on customer care in Dynamics. If you have any questions, please reach out to Greystone IT Support, mention Dynamics in the subject of your email, and they will assist you. See you next time for more Dynamics training.